Good morning. It's day 22 of the vlog, and Katya0711 gave me a wonderful idea because she is smart this way. If I don't like a prompt, change it. It never even occurred to me to do that, so I'm changing today's prompt. I'm not going to talk about what I do in an average day because I've already told y'all that. What I do in my spare time. Today I want to talk about my favorite childhood memory. When I was growing up, my mother's parents ran it's called a conference center or something now. Anyways, it was Lake Yale Baptist Assembly, and my grandfather was working for the Florida Baptist Assembly, and they wanted to set up a place where they could have summer camps for children and hold conferences for like WMU, ministers, church groups, and they wanted it to be in this beautiful rustic setting. So my mom's parents, Big Mom and Pop Pop, found the land. Florida Baptist Assembly purchased it, and they oversaw the building of it, and that was in 1965. And so every summer after my parents divorced and every school break, we always went to Lake Yale. Now, my big mama played the piano and the organ, and she was very, very talented at it. I mean, she was gifted with music ability. Pop always said he only let her sing at funerals because her voice was so bad. But one of my favorite childhood memories were sitting beside her either on the organ bench or the piano bench while she played hymns, and she taught us to sing these hymns, and the only people that she would basically sing in front of were me and my sister. And that was part of our afternoon, after lunch, sort of winding down to nap time. I spent the mornings working in the office with her, in the bookkeeping office, from the time I think I was about 6 until I was 11 when they left Lake Yale, because Big Mama had breast cancer. So in the mornings I was helping her balance the books because I sucked at math. She tried so hard to help me. And Holly worked with the maids. Basically, she rode around in a maid's cart. And because she was only like 3, and she would hand them, clean towels and the soaps and stuff like that. And so she spent her mornings with the maids. I spent my mornings with Big Mama in the bookkeeper's office, or running errands for her, or straightening books in the bookstore, or straightening the shelves in the canteen. And my brother spent his entire day on his little blue tractor mowing all the grass, because this place was massive. They had a GA camp, which GA stands for Girls in Action, and all summer long, every week, they'd have a whole new group of girls coming in. I went one time. I hated it. Holly went, my sister. She loved it. Then they had way on the other side, I think probably a good 2-3 miles separated the GA camp from the RA camp, the Royal Ambassadors. I don't know why they got that name. And we got Girls in Action. but I would make deliveries. And then in the afternoons after lunch, she would play the hymns on the piano or the organ, and she would teach us these hymns. And the first one I learned was Trust and Obey. And then she taught us, like, what a friend we have in Jesus, Sweet Hour of Prayer. See, if I heard them now, I could tell you, but my brain is mush. Right. Did not sleep well last night. So I learned a lot of hymns from her and tried to get her to teach me the piano, but she said she didn't teach. She was not a good teacher, not a good piano teacher. So I never learned to play the piano. I always wanted to. But I remember sitting next to her, and you had to sit up straight. She'd poke her finger in the middle of your back. I can still feel her finger in the middle of my back, and I always jerk up and sit up straight. Because you have to be able to breathe to sing. And I can remember how warm it was to sit next to her. And I can remember the way she smelled. She used Camay soap. And then she wore Taboo perfume. And she used rose milk lotion. And you would think that combination of scents would just be like, no, that was Big Mama. And I miss her. And I miss sitting next to her and watching her play and hearing her sing. I thought she had the most beautiful voice in the world. I think Pop-Up was wrong. That made all the other horrible things that were going on in my childhood just disappear. For that, 30, 45 minutes we spent at the piano, sitting on either side of her. We would always lean into her, and she never said, no, don't lean on me because I can't play. She never complained about it. Sometimes she'd put her arms around us, and we would really be snuggled up next to her, and she would play the piano or the organ with her arms around us. That's just how she was. And that is why that's my favorite childhood memory, because I felt safe and protected and just completely loved. I am so glad I have those memories, but it really, really makes me wish that she were still here. So tomorrow I will also be changing the prompt again. So I will see you tomorrow with a new prompt that is different from the that's been on the list.